Copyright 2023.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. 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 Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Mistakes are an opportunity to learn and grow. But sometimes the mistakes you make in a relationship can lead to unnecessary issues between you and your partner, or even cause a painful breakup. Whether you're in a relationship now or plan to be in one in the future, understanding the most common relationship mistakes can help you become a better partner and have happier and healthier relationships. By the end of this video, you'll know the most common mistakes that nearly everyone makes and how to avoid making them yourself. Let's jump into it. The love language mismatch. What's your love language? According to Irina Fierstein, a licensed clinical social worker and couples therapist, if you don't know the answer to this question, you could be making one of the most common relationship mistakes. Dr. Fierstein points out that understanding your partner's love language and your own is important for a successful relationship. A love language describes how someone gives and receives love. There are 5 different love languages: physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, gift giving or receiving, and acts of service. Not understanding your partner's love language is a mistake that almost all of us make at some point, and it can lead to problems in your relationship. For example, imagine that your love language is quality time and your partner is gift giving or receiving. They constantly surprise you with flowers and spoil you with thoughtful presents, but you don't care about gifts. You're just thinking, they never spend quality time with me. Why don't they love me? In this case, the problem might not be that your partner doesn't love you. Rather, they just don't know how to best show their love for you because they don't know your love language and you don't know theirs. This can cause a lot of miscommunication and make you and your partner feel unappreciated or unloved. So how can you avoid making this mistake? Learn what your partner's love language is and know your own Talk about it openly with your partner. Then you'll understand how to express your love for them in a way that resonates with them, and vice versa. Curious about what your love language is?
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, the voice of reason, is back in the building. It's about to go down in the town. You already know how we get down. Tonight's topic, heavy topic. I brought in reinforcements tonight. And the reason why I did so is because I know a lot of folk out there need a little bit of help. I didn't say a lot of folk need a lot of help. I said a lot of folk need a little bit of help. That's it. Just a little bit of help. So, let me tell you what tonight's topic is. Love traps. Love mistakes. Love pitfalls. We all make them. We all stumble and fall. I got a heavy hitter in the building tonight. And listen, you already know my rule. This is a non-judgmental space. Call in, share your stories, and more importantly, ask questions. Because when I tell you I got an OG in the building who is ready to share his insight, man, I am so excited for tonight's topic. Love traps, an intriguing look at the labyrinth of love and the many traps, i.e. pitfalls, that lie along the way to personal growth. It's going to be heavy. I got questions. Which is a better approach? Avoiding relationship pitfalls or learning how to better manage them? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you. Is it better to learn relationship pitfall management skills? Is it better to learn those skills, or is it better to avoid the pitfalls altogether? Woo! 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Are intimate relationships worth the trouble of the many inherent pitfalls / traps that lie concealed within them? Oh, because it always starts off beautifully. Oh, yes. There's always a honeymoon period. Oh, yeah. Yeesh. Is it even worth going through the trouble? Lord have mercy. I can do bad all by myself is what they said. That's what Big Mama said. I can do bad all by myself. 1-800-920-1580. What is the biggest problem for most relationships? How can we navigate the delicate balance between individuality and togetherness in a relationship? How do we make adjustments in a relationship when we're up close and personal? Oh, we're up close and personal. Sometimes it's hard to adjust. Sometimes most people like to just fall back when the relationship gets too problematic. But if you want a healthy relationship, sometimes you got to make adjustments at close range. We're together. How do you do that? 1-800-920-1580. What roles, right, what role does effective communication play in avoiding common relationship pitfalls? How can we cultivate trust and transparency in our relationships to prevent misunderstandings and conflicts? Sheesh. Ooh. This is boy, this gonna be something tonight. I cannot wait. Let me get one more question. How can we address and overcome the fear of vulnerability that often leads to relationship pitfalls? And here's the haymaker. Should you be a little bit selfish while in a relationship with someone else? Is a little selfishness good? Somebody said it was. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. 1-800-920-1580. Now, without further ado, I have an author in the building, but he's not just an author. Oh, this is an educated man. This is a well-traveled man, an intellect. We got an OG in the building. Brothers, if y'all don't call in and pick this man's brain, I don't know what to say. He is the author of the book, The 5 Pitfalls of a Relationship. What they haven't told you, this is going to be, what they haven't told you why your love life stinks. Gosh, that's a heavy, Doctor, let's get that correct. Dr. LeGrand Mason Jr., PhD, yes, praise break. You had to play them. You knew I was gonna speak in tongues. And these is fake tongues. This ain't even real tongues. This is me babbling. Dr. LeGrand, talk to us, man. You got a great book here. I'm gonna show it to my people here. Everybody can see it. Why did you write the book? And I know this book is about pitfalls, but you need to tell us how, or should we avoid pitfalls, or should we kind of go through them so they can grow us up a little bit? Talk to me about your process.
Well, first off, thank you, Zoe, for allowing me to be a part of your show this evening.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of fans, and my fans told me, you need to be on Zoe's show.
Well, come on.
So here we are. Thank you very much for having me.
You're more than welcome, brother.
Let me make this perfectly clear. My book is not a how-to book. This is a why book. Look, we can go over the last 5 decades of people writing books about how to have a relationship, and we find out a few years later on, they're failing in their own so-called structure of how to do things.
Right.
And that kind of bugged me. I mean, not just bugged me, it pissed me off.
We'll say how you feel.
So part of sharing this, the pitfalls, 5 of them, vanity, pity, desperation, entrapment, and spite, was part of a program my wife and I do for married couples. Just sharing with them and just kind of picking apart and showing the negative aspect of a relationship, like Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages. Well, this is 5 love languages.
5 love languages. Lord have mercy.
And these young ladies, when we did a relationship workshop, found out they were graduates of Grambling, and they were Deltas. And they said, you know what, we like the idea you're doing these workshops not for married people, but for people in relationship. And they like the idea about pitfalls. Now, this is to show you not how to avoid it, but giving you the opportunity to have discernment when you come out of it.
Can you give us a brief synopsis of the 5 pitfalls, starting from the end back to the beginning? Start with spite.
Spite is the fail to yield pitfall. When all the signs, yellow, red, holes in the floor, say, don't go there, and you go there anyway. In fact, there's some examples or little vignettes in my book about people being told by family members, hey, you seem like a nice person. This person's going to eat you alive. And then, let me go Jordan Peele on them. Get out! And they didn't get out. They got eaten alive emotionally in their romantic endeavors. Let's go up. And that is entrapment. The deceitful pitfall. When someone decides they want to get you into this thing so you don't get out, and somebody gets pregnant, somebody tries to get somebody pregnant, somebody gets somebody involved in a financial situation where you are bound to stay a little bit longer, you were trapped. It's worse than law enforcement entrapping you, making you return to the scene of the crime.
Wow. Come on.
Here we go. This is one of my favorites, desperation. And what I always say, you're so desperate, you would date a 2-foot, 17-toed monkey just so you won't be alone.
Wow. So a
And
toxic relationship is better than loneliness for some people.
some people.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then there's some other nuances to that, because somebody, that 12-toed or 17-toed monkey, might fall in love with you, but you really didn't want him. You just needed a companion for the moment. Somebody to go to your prom, or your class reunion, or your family reunion, or a wedding. But then we go up. Let's hit pity. It goes both ways. Pity is that feel sorry for pitfall, where you find you can manipulate that person by buying them things, and you feel sorry for them, and they start taking advantage of you and taking your money to help pay for their cell phone bill. You take them out to dinner, you're doing nice things for them because you feel sorry for them. And at the same time, they can just start manipulating. And on the other hand, they might start feeling sorry for you because they see you're not doing so hot, and they start doing things and allowing you to do things and make you think they are involved in that wonderful situation of relationship.
We got one more pitfall. When we come forward, he's already cooking. Dr. LeGrand Mason Jr., PhD on the VOR. Trust me, we got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
ourselves. How do you think that I'm happy, babe, with a love like mine locked up on a shelf?
My playlist is my co-host. You already know. People don't even know about Chucky Booker. Hey, Chucky Booker has always been one of the music industry's secret weapons. If you're listening to that rhythm, you're listening to that groove, you remember a time when records sounded like that. Specifically, Spread My Wings for an R&B group out of Pasadena called True. It was produced by Chucky Booker. Chucky Booker is also, I was told, the nephew of Barry White. Wow. He was also a music coordinator for Janet Jackson's concerts. A lot of people don't know about Chucky Booker. I suggest you find out. But enough about Chucky Booker and my playlist, which is extraordinary tonight. I've got my brother, Dr. LeGrand Mason Jr. in the building, PhD. And we're talking about the 5 pitfalls of relationships. Now, I have a question for you, good brother, and I would love for you to answer it. How do we cultivate empathy and understanding toward our partner's needs and emotions to prevent relationship pitfalls? How do we become empathetic and compassionate and understanding? Because those are just words. You know, for a lot of people, we can say those words very easily. But to actually do those things, what is the process of cultivating understanding within ourselves? Talk to me.
You would have me contradicting myself in the book. Remember, I'm not on the how tip. I'm on the why tip.
I'm trying to pull you in.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
You know what is important?
Yes.
Is for people, when they come out of their relationships, to take the time out to kind of, why did it go wrong? Why didn't it work? I thought I was putting in the work, but it didn't happen. So when we take the opportunity to provide some discernment and we look back on what we were doing or what we didn't do, perhaps we'll be able to see why we weren't fitting the needs of that particular partner, why we weren't providing them with the essence that they wanted to continue with the relationship.
So whose needs matter more? Yours? Should you be more focused on meeting your own needs, or is it about meeting your partner's needs?
The beauty of that question is this. The first best relationship you can have is with yourself.
Come on, talk to me.
Because if you don't like you, how can you love somebody else?
Come on.
And if you don't know how to love yourself and like yourself, the chances are you're not going to give an opportunistic partner the opportunity or the chance to love you as well. Would you date yourself?
Come on.
Do you like spending time by yourself? By yourself.
Come on. Do you love yourself?
Do you love? A lot of people love themselves, but do they like themselves? I know some people who love their significant other, but sometimes they don't like them. Some folk got children that they love, but there's times they don't like them. So if we don't know how to put that in our perspective as an individual, how can we do that with someone as wonderful as the person we're pursuing?
Are relationship pitfalls somehow related to personal growth? If so, how?
That's a great question. Okay? Because we all should be maturing. Every experience coming out of a relationship should give you an opportunity to grow into another one, as long as you want to. what I've recognized and what I've shown, if you read the parable of Alvin in here, is that sometimes we take the toxic matter from one and bring it into another because we never recognize what that toxicity is. That poop, that stank.
Don't do that.
And we think everything is cool. We think it's the other person, but we never give an opportunity to look in the mirror. Or I love this parable because it talks about a great kid that I grew up with, and everybody in the late 50s and the early 60s had a dog in their backyard. If you had a yard, you had a dog.
There you go.
And if you had a dog, you had poop in your backyard.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So this is deep. This is deep. So it sounds like you're leading us back to the home. You carry the poop that you modeled.
Sometimes it wasn't what you modeled.
Talk to me.
Sometimes it's what you stepped in because you didn't know where you were going, or you moved so fast getting through from one spot to another, you stepped in poo. And my buddy Alvin would love to come and play with us on my block in L.A. And it was such a long block. It was 5 unintersected blocks, one long block. Well, he would rush home, drop his books, do a few things his mom would tell him to do, come back. Well, it was a long block, so he decided he was going to cheat a little bit and cut through a backyard. Somebody had a dog that chased him. Alvin was extremely fast. Whether he was going to hop, climb, or hop over a fence, he had to go through that dog area. He'd go through there. Now, he didn't know what our homes looked like from the back. He only knew what they looked like from the front. So when he got into the front, he started kind of picking, this might be where these kids are living.
Wait, we got to hold that thought. When we come forward, Dr. LeGrand is in the building. He's killing. He is killing. When we come forward, more from the voice of reason.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The NAACP is suspending their Nashville, Tennessee branch president over allegations she made toward the organization and state conference leaders. President and CEO Derek Johnson says Vanita Lewis, who is black, has undermined the mission and work of the NAACP. While speaking with WSMV, Lewis characterized the organization's leadership as a dictatorship, saying other local officials have been removed over disagreements as well. A state delegate is throwing his support behind former Mayor Sheila Dixon, who is black, for Baltimore, Maryland's 2024 Democratic mayoral primary. Baltimore City Delegate Sandy Rosenberg endorsed Dixon, saying the city needs a mayor who knows that community problems have to be addressed right away. Mayor Eric Adams, who is black, administration is looking at expanding services offered at New York City's Asylum Application Help Center. Members of the Office of Immigrant Affairs testified at a council hearing. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The Green Foundation, key health influencer, empowering our Black communities through action. The Green Foundation advocates for affordable health care, accessibility, and knows the importance of culturally relatable health care. Regardless of income, we believe it is a right for optimum health. The Green Foundation has been at the forefront for 25 years, dedicated solely to promoting prevention through early detection, annual screenings, and nutrition. We know you because we are you. Our hand-holding approach supports you and your family to receive your right to be treated fairly and receiving quality healthcare services. We want you and your family to know COVID-19 was devastating to our families and to our wallet. We can build back better by understanding prevention, wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing, and understanding the impact of long COVID. Get the care you deserve. Take advantage of your privileges. Contact us, info@thegreenfoundation.net. info@thegreenfoundation.net.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation. Admit the I said really was bold. I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah, yeah. So just lay back your mind. Something new. Everybody tuning in the zone. Cause he is reason, yeah.
It is also a model of a real relationship, you know, because when you commit to a marriage, part of the commitment, and it's a covenant, part of the commitment is, well, you're going to go astray and I'm going to go astray, like seriously astray, but the best part of both of us and the best part of our union will still be waiting for us if we can return to it, right? And that's the promise of that covenant. And that's a great thing, because imagine it was the case in your life that all your relationships were conditional to the point where if you made a mistake of sufficient magnitude, the relationship would just cease. It's like, well, everyone would be lost, because at some point in your life, you're going to make a mistake that big. And so it's another example of how maybe the notion that the animating spirit of the patriarchal animating spirit of mankind, if that's a reasonable way of summing up Yahweh, at least in part in this text, the idea that that's based in this love is actually an accurate reflection of the structure of reality itself.
Wow. Wow. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned to KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, man, we got a heater going on tonight. What are the 5 worst relationship traps and or pitfalls? I've got a heavy heater in the building. Dr. LeGrand Mason Jr., PhD. Let's give him his. He is a psychologist, a life and relationship coach, a native of L.A. Come on, L.A., stand up, get to the phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Dr. Mason is considered a Renaissance man because of his extensive resume. He's highly regarded for his techniques in helping individuals, couples, and families navigate out of their relational turmoil. He's in the building with me tonight.
I'm here.
And he was talking about the parable of Alvin, which is located within his book. Can you finish that parable? And then we're going to take some callers.
Absolutely. Page 11 in the book talks about Alvin and how Alvin was such in a haste to come play with us group of kids, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. He was going through backyards, stepping in dog poo, jumping over fences, hopping, climbing over fences, probably stepping in more poo, go to the front of the house. He see a bunch of kids, try to run in the house. And when he got in somebody's house, Mrs. Thomas's house,
he dragged it in there.
He didn't know it because he was in such a hurry. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden is, hey, Alvin, you stink. And Alvin said, I don't stink, you stink. Your house stank. And they said, look at your shoe. This didn't happen once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, at least 6 times or more. Alvin in his rush would step in dog poo and bring it into people's house. All what I'm saying is that sometimes we rush out of one relationship into another one, and we bring that poop with us.
We bring the stank.
The stank.
Oh, let's get these callers in here right now. Attila, Houston, Texas. Get in here.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised. Okay, what's up, Uncle Joe? Dr. LeGrande, how are y'all? Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome, and thank you. From H-Town, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, good to hear your voice. Thank you for calling in.
Yes. So I have 3 questions, if that's okay. My first question is, how much of the pitfall do you think is connected to attachment styles? My second question is, how do you recommend cueing your attachment style while you're in the relationship, the pitfall relationship? And my third question is, what are the telltale signs that you're in a pitfall relationship?
Those are very good questions. Let me start with the last one. You don't know that you're in a pitfall. It's when you come out of it, you should start looking at which pitfall you were in.
So you're saying reflection.
Yes,
Go ahead.
and discernment. Why didn't it work? I put in the work. I tried. I was doing this. But what was it they were doing? Maybe they were with you for the first one we never got to. Vanity. The superficial pitfall. Meaning that you were only in the relationship because of what somebody looked like, or the job that they had, or the money they made, or the car that they drove or drive, and the people they hung out with. It wasn't anything about their interpersonal person. It was about their outward appearance.
Interesting. And the second question?
You spoke about attachment. Was that the first one or the second one?
That I think
it was both, but yes.
Okay, so attachment becomes something that's usually related to the vanity pitfall. And you know what a vanity is? Have you ever gone? Maybe your parents or an old friend or your grandparent had this big old fancy furniture piece called a vanity, and when you open it, you open that vanity, that piece of furniture, there was nothing worthwhile in it, right? Some drawers, some socks, maybe some tools, maybe some coins. Nothing usually with a lot of value. It just looked good on the outside. That's the vanity.
The superficial.
It's superficial.
Now, why do you think we're drawn to the superficial?
'Cause it looks good. We're mostly visual when it comes to our relationships. That's where it starts. If it can progress, then we begin to look into the inner part of that person.
So you're saying self-reflection should happen after the relationship has failed.
It doesn't have to be reflection. It should be discernment.
What's the difference? Talk to us.
So the reflection is what you actually think you see. But the discernment gives you an opportunity to kind of dig deep in it. Did this really happen? Maybe it was me. Maybe I was bringing the toxic stuff. Maybe I didn't see what they were looking for, or I didn't understand it, or we just didn't fit. I love it when people have a wonderful relationship. They go out, they have an intimate relationship, and then all of a sudden, it no longer exists because they grow apart. And it can happen organically and naturally. Well, you know, you've been a great person. You're a nice person. I'm going to be leaving town, and I hope you have a wonderful life. Maybe someday we can say hello and have a cup of coffee or you know, pineapple and Hennessy, whatever.
A pineapple and Hennessy. I'll tell her, stay with me, because I know you got some more questions. When we come forward, more from Houston, Texas, and Dr. LeGrand.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
I walk for my mom, who survived a heart attack.
I walk to inspire my kids.
I walk to save lives. So can you. Join the American Heart Association's Greater Los Angeles Heart and Stroke Walk, October 22nd. Register at heartwalkla.org.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Told me, let no one try to make you say something that you're not. You got to stand up for what you wanna be, because people try to knock you right from under your feet. You got to keep your guard up. So there's not enough to know and try to slip the TKO. You've got to keep your guard up. Don't let the pressure rock you.
What in the 1980s forgotten hits is this? Who is this? Is this Marlon Jackson? What we doing?
It's more Chucky.
You done went and found some more Chucky Booker. What in the Feast of Sam Hain is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is back in the building. Somebody said, suits too big, jams. Jam. I'm in here with my brother, man. This is my brother. I'm going to be bringing him back several more times, man, because he is good. Dr. LeGrand Mason Jr., Ph.D., author of The 5 Pitfalls of a Relationship. This is very important. In the realm of a relationship, the question often arises, should we focus on avoiding pitfalls altogether or learn to better manage them when they arise? Both approaches have their merit, and the answer may vary depending on the individuals involved and the specific circumstances. Avoiding relationship pitfalls entirely may seem like an ideal solution, but it can be challenging to achieve. I don't think you can avoid all the relationship pitfalls. I believe relationship has some work associated with it. And I think the work is not framed the way a lot of people frame it. They think if my partner would change, if my partner would do something different, I think the work is always internal. And this is going back to the point you were making, right? About being able to reflect, being able to say, why do I want what I want? Why do I believe relationships should work in the manner that I think they should work in? What are the limitations to my expectations of another?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
This is a whole A.
Yes. Expectations are the murderer of a potentially successful relationship.
Oh, no.
Because we anticipate that it's going to be all strawberries and cream. All cosmopolitans and Sunday brunches.
But it's not.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
The old Ink Spot song, into some life, some rain must fall, but a whole lot is raining on mine. It's going to rain. All we need to do is realize that one day the rain will stop.
It will.
Or be prepared with galoshes, rain boots, and an umbrella.
And sometimes we got to get out in it.
And yeah, absolutely. You got to drive in it. You got to walk in it. And sometimes you just got to get wet.
How about that? A lot of people trying to avoid getting wet.
They don't understand. It's just part of life.
Look at that. Attila from Houston, Texas. Get back in here. Lord have mercy. The man is cooking tonight. He is cooking. I know you got more questions. Tell us what you want to say.
Just one more. So once you have identified the pitfall that is within you, what are your tips for repairing the breach within the relationship if there's a reconciliation?
That's an extremely good question, because here it is. Make certain that you're not coming out of one pitfall and going into the final one, which is spite, where you have no business in it. You need to get out of it. Some people just try to hold on to it. And all the signs of saying, it ain't going to work. It doesn't work. Get out. Get out. But sometimes we force our way into it, thinking that we can change people. Zoe just made that comment. The only person that can change anyone is the good Lord above. People do not change people. People change because they want their significant other or potential partner to appreciate the idea of them changing.
They're changing for something, a payoff?
Nothing like a good payoff, because relationships are like clasping our hands together. The closer they get, the more our fingers fold together. And we're always looking for that person that we can enfold with mutually.
Now, Attila is very young, so she's got a lot of life to live and a lot of experiences to go through. How do you help her? How can you help her navigate what is to come? Is that even possible?
So, again, I'm not going to tell you how, Attila. I'm going to suggest to you why something else didn't work. Are you able to reflect on that and give yourself discernment on why a previous relationship didn't work, or why someone wasn't completely attracted to you? That's the most important thing. But we were talking earlier, the best relationship is the relationship with yourself.
Absolutely.
If you can love yourself and like yourself, you're a winner.
Attila, let me ask you, what's your why? Do you have a journal of whys?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do I have a journal of why?
Yes.
I do. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, when you speak on the spite part of it, that is what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want my heart to be hardened, and I don't want to move into the next stage of my relationship with a heart that's not open, that's bruised because of past transgression.
Got
So,
you.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah,
Keep yourself,
that's kind of where I'm
keep
at.
you 100, okay?
Ooh, keep you 100.
Don't worry about the next person, because if you can take care of yourself, the chances are going to be better that next person is going to appreciate you for who you are.
Hey, man. Ashe.
But Attila, to even go back on that, you got to think too. The word vulnerable, from its etymological root, means wound. It means pain. If you're going to open up, you got to feel it, just like the doc just said. At some point, you got to get wet. And being vulnerable is like going out in the rain, getting wet.
We didn't say get in a car accident.
We just said get wet.
Just get wet.
So now go deeper. Why do you fear the potential pain?
I don't know. I guess because I feel like I've gone through so much already in my young 30 years of life. And there's a part of me that's just like, more pain? Like, why? But I realize that it's just unavoidable. And like I said, I want to make sure I come out with the right mindset. And I don't want to be upset at the person. So that's probably why I fear it.
And there you go. You've said it.
I fear that.
You've said it.
Focusing on them and not me.
You've taken yourself in the right direction. You're giving yourself what you need to hold on to. And nobody wants to get hurt. No one wants the pain. But when you did get hurt, if your heart was wounded, guess what? You're living today, right? It didn't kill you. It didn't destroy you. It didn't cut your legs off. It hurt. But the pain eventually went away. I know the thought is still there. But you're coming through it. And you're going to grow in your next relationship. You'll have the opportunity to be a little bit more discerning. You'll see what you don't want and what you don't mind getting wet with.
Ooh, you don't mind. Hold on. You're going to see what you don't mind getting wet with. I don't think y'all understood the power of that. Listen, stay with us, Attila. We're going to hold you one more segment. Lord have mercy. The fire is on in here. If you want to come in here, all you got to do is call us 1-800-920-1580. Again, Dr. LeGrand is cooking with the rarest oil.
Mama, play.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The NAACP is suspending their